Hello and good day, everyone. Welcome to another section of the YouTube um, mentorship that would be discussing the element of time and price. And I'm gonna be um, I'm gonna be a little bit more cryptic about this video. Um, I hope for the love of God that you guys don't discover what this is actually and decide to make it public because that would ruin it for a bunch of people. Now, look at what I am actually currently teaching from the previous video. We looked at this is Vortex, right? That right there would be a vortex, right? That would be a vortex because the price level at this point is what exactly can you see here? Is that it's giving you the high at 4,138.31. So that's the same thing as 4,138, 41,331. Okay, when you add all of this, you sum these numbers one after the other, 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 4, 8 plus 3n plus 1, it gives you 20. And 20 is the same thing as 10 or 11, okay? 20 is a reversal number. That's to tell you this being right here is a sign that we're reversing. And that's why I told you guys that my entry around this region, I held it until price got to this point, and I'm still holding until it hits this target down here. All right, so it's not impossible for you to swing trade using this concept because actually that's what it is for. It's the banks. They did it for the banks, so the banks can easily know what level to buy and sell at. Okay. These people have been making billions, billions, and you don't know the half of it. So we're about to bring the outside world into a community of people who have already been, cannibalizing on us for centuries and for decades, 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 yeah, close to, okay, I think a century and maybe a little more. I don't think it's been 100 years since, electronic trading, but I think trading in general should be 100 plus. So let's just say a century or more. So um, from this point right here, we have 20, right? If you count these candles right here, you see that it gives you 10 exactly. That's because 20 can reduce to 10, okay? 20 can reduce to 10, it can also reduce to 2. Okay, so if you are on the lower fractal, you can see a point where the algorithm would use 20 as a 2, and on the higher time frame also it can use it as a 2, but do not be comfortable there, okay? What this simply means is that on the next candle out right here, there's going to be a change in direction. You see, this is where the 20 lives, right? This is where it leaves on top of the high on this candle. That's where the vortex opened up. So at this point right here, it's trying to let you know that one, two, there's going to be a change in move on the second candle. But what this actually relatively mean as well is that when you break this or half this by two, you have this point right here, which is the vortex of 25, right? I was teaching you the nature of 20. 20 can actually be equivalent to 10, but also immediately it can refer to the fact that a change in the direction is going to occur on the second candle when you reduce 20 to, 2 plus 0 is the same thing as 2. So it's trying to tell you that a move is going to occur immediately after that. Okay. But what this also means is because it has dual meanings, you can actually reduce to 11. 20 is hitting 11 and it's also hitting 10 because it's the double of 10, right? So when you count to the next candle and gives you 10 and it creates a vortex right here, okay? Remember, this is a reversal point. You're sure this is a reversal because 20 is a reversal number, right? So from that point right there, it drops down into this region here, okay? And Surprisingly, it takes like approximately 20 candles for this movement entirely from here to here to end, right? So that's something you need to look at as well. Now take good care of the information I just disclosed. Sorry, I need to check on my other screen. There's something going on. I don't understand. I need to look at what's going on here first. Okay, it's just a different cycle. Now look at this point right here, right? I'm not considering the low actually. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is that I took this point right here. Look down here on the time axis. On the time axis, that's where the count is going to be today. On the time axis, you would see that today is the 9th, okay, of July. Sorry, on this candle right here, not today basically, but this candle right here is the 9th of July, 2026, and it is exactly 1 p.m., right? 1300, right? Now notice that everything we do within the time region will give you a time window. That's a cycle, right? Now notice 2300 right here. When you add 9 plus 2026 plus 13, it'll give you 23, right? Now 2300 is the same thing as 11 o'clock at midnight, right? At close to midnight, 2300. So from this point right here, it's 1300. So you just keep going, keep going. What do you see right here? 2300. Exactly 2300. That's where the movement begins. This is time and price. So what exactly this point right here tells you that a different move is going to occur at 2300. And so at exactly 2300, what do? You change direction. Now, at this point right here, I would want you to pick up your calculator. I'm doing the same. Pick up your calculator and go into the charts, and we're going to add this number right here. All right, it's 9th, it's the same 9th, 2020, 2026. And what is the time right there? 2300, right? So when you add all of that together, what do you get? The answer simply is 24. What is 24? What is 24? 24 is midnight. Okay, 24 is midnight. So it's trying to tell you that at the midnight hour, which is right here, there's going to be a change in direction after that. So at this point right here, immediately midnight closes, notice a green candle started going up, but then it fails. That's to tell you a cycle ended from here to here. Another one began right here, but it was a short one. Think of it like this. Where's this tool? I need to find this tool. Um, it's the Fibonacci tool, Fibonacci cycle tool. I can't find it here for a reason. But okay, let me try this. Think about it this way. Um, oh, oh, come on. I can't make this analogy with this guy. It's just wrong. Not that guy. I think I've seen the tool here sometime back. No, I just can't find it anymore. Give me some few minutes right here. Let me find it. Yeah, the spiral is here. All right, so think about it this way, is that we began from this point right here, and then the first thing first was that it came and completed its first spiral on this candle. That's a short cycle. That's a short cycle. Now it will keep going and keep going until the next 24 hour, which if you check, right, would keep unwinding until it hits the next 24, which is around down here. Okay, it'll cut across it, and finally, oh, trying to, I'm trying not to mess this up. Sorry, I'm trying so hard to. Okay. I'm trying so hard to explain this using the fib. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah. So it's something like this. This is the Fibonacci spiral, right? Well, I didn't place it the right way, but because the candles are so big, I couldn't find the exact body and the beginning and starting point and the end point, sorry. So this is how you would categorize the movement or the cycle within this point, right? But um enough of the deep stuff. Let's go back into what we're talking about. So what this simply tells you is that 24 is the same thing as when you convert that to real time, it's trying to tell you that the cycle began right here, but it's going to close early. So that's the beginning. That's to tell you a major movements began around here. And it's going to keep spiraling until the full spiral is complete. Okay? And it's completed when it hits a reversal point. Okay? So this is right here right now a bounce point, and it's trying to tell you that a bounce is going to occur. The movement might have begun from this candle, but exactly on the 24th candle, expect the movement to close, and a new one would begin right there. But instead of using this candle, let's use this candle right here. So our next point of calculation would be for us to change the value to, now we're inside of the 10th, right? July 10th. So we now do 10th, 2026, and then we add it to the time window, which is 2 o'clock, right? So when you begin to add them together, your final answer will give you the time window that you're to look into next for a reaction. And that is the answer would be equal to 13, which is actually 1 p.m., right? So you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. What's the time now? 12. And 1 p.m. is right here. So the cycle that began here kept going until this bounce right here. So whatever movement has been occurring right here, just know that a change in direction is going to occur around 1300. Now, when you take that same 10, right? What is the time now? The time is 1300. It gives us the next bounce point into the future, right? Today is the 10th, and then 2026, and then 13, right? 13 also give us 24. So from here, after this manipulation, forget about this manipulation right here. The next time window you should be paying or focusing attention to would be exactly 24. This would be the hour that this cycle that began right here is going to end at. Ended at here, 24. So if you took a trade within here, your close of whatever kind of trade you're holding is going to be on this candle right here, the 24th, right? And remember, you're doing time and also price. You're not doing time alone, okay? And what you need to expect is that when you're using time, time is an associate to price, right? So you have to always make sure that they work hand in hand in tandem, and the you're converting the time window to get the next time cycle. Now, if you take this guy who is 00, right, or 24, instead of 00, make sure you put 24 right there. Um, I think the date, it's actually changed to the 13th, right, of 2026, right, and time, of course, is 24. So when you do that, it's gonna give you something way off, okay? It's gonna be higher, okay? So remember, we're using the 24 hours matrix, right? So your next time or your next reference point is 8 o'clock, I think that's what 20 is, right? So if you add the time here, which is what you see down here, it's 13, 20, 26, and then 24. And when you add that together, it gives you 20, right? So where is 20 from this point right here? Keep going, keep going. Remember, it's 8 p.m., so we're looking for 20. Look at it at the exact low. Now you might first of all look at this and you're wondering, how is this even possible? But this is what the elite has been using. They have been using for years and years and years and years and years to screw us over, right? And this is it's simply just using time and price, and they are large, you know, position size buyers and sellers. So they have a great advantage on how to use this. But this is simply the beginning basics of the time perspective of trading. And I've done time and price for you now. Vortex reveals price and time is simply revealed by what you see me do today. It's the same vortex, okay? And instead of it reducing to a vortex, it reduces to a time window. So that's the difference between how we use the price levels and how we use the time levels. And basically, this is what I've always been trying to drum into your minds. And hopefully, with this video, I hope it makes a little bit of sense. And you can see how easily it becomes for you to make decisions if you get this right. Okay? So, don't forget to always don't forget to always look for um, don't forget to always look for the midpoint of the vortex. Okay, and to those who would understand what that is, it'll be a benefit to you. But in any case, this is a good element to look into. So this with this, I think we should close the video right here. um, on the time perspective, it's not by much. I didn't reveal a lot of the details on time in terms of card counting, but I think this should suffice in your decision making. And I look forward to the next video. Hopefully, it's gonna be way more fun than this. I believe that it should, but um, please guys, I know I might actually say I don't care about this, but I do actually mind if you like and at least subscribe. It gives me a bit of kind of a joy in me. I really love to see those likes clicked. It helps me actually find some form of excitement towards revealing the next piece of information. And I don't really mind if you'd also share this with other people, because I really want people to know about these concepts. And if you have a heart and you love to see people succeed, I believe that you would also want to share it, because it is important that people know a better way to actually skin this cat. Because if there is actually many people profiting the message that I'm trying to spread, and the love and the lack thereof that we have faced in this industry will be regulated, and it'll be a bit more spread and everybody gets the benefit. I mean, you're getting all this information for free, and this is just the beginning basics of what we are yet to complete. And I want you guys to share this with as many people as possible and let them also benefit. If you have friends and family, come on, guys, this is important. Let them also get it. Okay, it's not going to hurt you to see somebody else succeed. It's important that you help everybody in his journey, and that's why I'm doing this. It's because of love, right? And I would want you guys to also spread that around, and let us work together towards making a better trading system so all of us can actually speak the same language, and you and your family and your friends can also have this detailed information in terms of trading, and we can be able to monetize every aspect of our learning by simply doing the best in the charts to make money as much as possible. Okay, the system will not change. I'm more confident that it won't change because that is actually going to be almost impossible because it's actually built in a way to cannibalize everybody who does not have a good piece of the information. And if you do actually want more of this, please and please, I would want you guys to like and subscribe. This will help me greatly. And it excites me greatly to see that people actually love the concept. I was told that there's a guy already talking about it on, you know, on X. I don't discourage it, but when you're doing, make sure you reference or you say it's from me, okay? Because this is my work, my life's work, and I wouldn't want people um, slapping their entire ideology to it without actually knowing what it means. So if you don't mind, anywhere you're talking about this, please reference me, okay, or just say you got it from the CAD counter. And don't forget that you're part of this family, and also that we are actually advancing towards the goal, which is the end point. That is to say, all of us profiting as one. And thank you so much for being a part of this video. Sorry for the long jawboning at the end. I promise the next one won't have a lot of chit chat. And once again, this right here. Have fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Be safe, and bye bye.